This is 9 News Early Edition with Elizabeth Bryan.
Good morning and welcome. Former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has denied allegations of political interference in the ABC. Let's go live to our correspondent, Charles Croucher, who's in New York. Good morning, Charles. You've just spoken to the former PM. What's he had to say? A severe thunderstorm warning for Queensland has been downgraded after a large hailstorm lashed the southeast. Marburg, west of Brisbane, was hit with large hailstones. It was ankle height at Pacific Pines on the Gold Coast. Rugby league star Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has become the first ever Warriors player to win the Dally M medal, beating out Kalen Ponga and Valentine Holmes for the game's top individual honour. But it was an impromptu haka performed by several of Tuivasa-Sheck's Kiwi teammates that stole the show. Good morning. British MPs are right now debating amendments to Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit deal in a bid to find an agreement on how the country should leave the European Union. Let's go live to Nine's Europe correspondent Michael Best. Michael, what's expected to come from this latest round of talks? Well, as students around the country settle in for another year, the cost of sending a child to school has been revealed. Brisbane is the most expensive city for public education, with parents expecting to pay more than $75,000 over 13 years for children starting this year. Well, a piece of music history is up for grabs. The Tennessee estate where Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash lived for more than 30 years is on the market. The massive property near Tennessee is expected to fetch more than $5 million. The original home where the Cashes lived burnt to the ground in 2007, but the swimming pool, tennis court and another house, which June used as a wardrobe, remain on the estate. Wow, what a wardrobe. Well, Sydney is waking up this morning to survey the damage from last night's wild weather. I'm here at Beecroft in Sydney's north in the Hills District, and this area has been absolutely smashed. If you take a look behind me, we're quite close to the golf course here, and as you can see, branches have just been left strewn across the road. We've got power lines down. Somewhere in there is a red car amongst that tangled mess. Now, this is just typical of some of the damage that we've been seeing this morning around this area.
A place of worship is tonight a crime scene.
Barefoot, his hands covered in evidence bags, a 16-year-old boy is led away minutes after allegedly stabbing a man to death. Police say the teenager was asked to leave the Church of Scientology headquarters when he attacked 2 security guards.
So, Elizabeth, what happens to the 16-year-old boy now?
Yeah, good evening, Deb. Well, the teenager is right now being questioned here at Chatswood Police Station. As he is underage, he will be accompanied by a parent or carer, as well as a translator who's been called in to assist police with their inquiries. It's understood that charges will be laid against the teenager over the next couple of hours. Meanwhile, the second staff member who was caught up in this violent altercation earlier today, he has been released from Royal North Shore Hospital. He'll now head home where he will continue his recovery. Deb?
Elizabeth Bryan with the latest. Thank you.
Hey Lizzie, it's been a big few days for the Duke and Duchess. Any sign of them yet?
No, not a peep as yet, guys, but we have just seen a rather large police convoy just pull up, so you get the feeling that maybe they'll be on the move pretty soon. We understand that it's been a fairly low-key, quieter morning for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and Meghan actually did reveal yesterday while she was at Bondi that she's actually been struggling with a little bit of jet lag since she arrived here in Australia.
Lizzie, what can you tell us? Any closer to finding the winners?
No, unfortunately not. The hunt is still very much on for these 2 incredibly lucky punters who, let's face it, are the envy of the country this morning. 1 in 3 Aussies bought a ticket in Australia's biggest ever Powerball jackpot, and I can confirm this morning that there are 2 winners, one right here in Sydney and another in Victoria. They will be splitting the $100 million prize 50-50, taking a cool $50 million each. Don't you like the sound of that? So, Rose, you're just one of a handful of pearl technicians in Australia. How many of these would you do a day?
I can do between 300, 450 a day.
With the precision of a surgeon, the nucleus is inserted into the oyster, and of course, it's much harder than what it looks.
I think it's stuck.
In these parts, pearl meat is a culinary treat from the deep.
All right, well, I'm not too keen on oysters, but I'm told this tastes a little bit more like scallop. Is that right? Okay, all right, let's give it a go. Does actually not bad. How does someone like me take on someone like you, 110 kilos of solid muscle?
Well, the real key to professional wrestling is technique. If you have the right technique, you can take down someone much larger than you are.
Ready?
So what we do is we'll start with the tie-up like I showed you. And then once we get to this point, then you do your best to push the person to the ground and pin their shot.
Yes! Well, thank you. Thank you.